Talk is produced by the Golden Bear Gazette, Mount Juliet High School's student newspaper. Hey everyone, welcome back to Bear Talk. I'm your host Kimberly.
And I'm your host Everett. In today's episode, we'll be interviewing our JROTC teacher, Sergeant Major Clark, and we'll be presenting organization highlights with students from JROTC with Kim, and a special segment where we'll hear from some of our students thanking our veterans for their service.
Hello Sergeant Major Clark, how are you doing today?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm great. Getting started, you work with our JROTC program, and could you tell us a little bit about it and what students do in it?
Our JROTC program is a leadership-based program designed to build citizenship, patriotism, but more importantly, our program is designed to help young men and women face the challenges of high school and post-secondary school. And our ultimate goal is to prepare them for the workforce, for college, possibly the military, if that's a route they decide to take, and just life in general. How to deal with those young adult things that sometimes we don't start to figure out until we're in our mid to late 20s.
Building off of that, you work with our JROTC program. Could you tell us a little bit? I just read the exact same line. My bad. For people in JROTC, what are some... Am I right?
Just do this one. Building off of that, what are some of the primary things?
Oh, God. Okay, my bad. Building off of that, what are some of the primary things students would learn in JROTC?
So the extracurricular revolve around close order drill, which it instills self-discipline, self-control. It is a very team-oriented, I would kind of equate it to a sport. You've got to have a physical prowess about you, conditioning. We've got a marksmanship team, which develops also self-discipline, self-control, very athletic-oriented type individuals, or who we are able to get into a physical fitness, healthy body, healthy mind, healthy soul, which actually leads me to my third team that we have, which is our physical conditioning team. And we meet several times a week to do just that, physical conditioning. In the classroom, the basics that they are going to learn are government. So a young man or woman can actually kill a few birds with one stone with ROTC. So I'm getting my elective credits. In order to graduate, you got to have 3 of them. So I can get those 3 quote-unquote elective credits out of the way by being in JROTC. In addition to that, I'm going to get my personal finance credit because I teach personal finance. Major and Tilly does as well. They're going to get their PE class credit knocked out. They're going to get their health and wellness credit knocked out, and then they're going to get their government credit knocked out. So when you do the math and you add it all up, they're getting 6-7 credits out of one course. But the core of our program, going back to one of your earlier questions, is what do they get out of it? They get a sense of team. They get a sense of pride. They get a sense of patriotism, and we do a lot of community service. So they are getting a lot of time outside the classroom and off campus that will also help them earn their requirements for Tennessee Promise and things like that. So our young men and women, after a year, let me put it like this, in the first 9 weeks of the school year this year, we've accumulated more community service hours in our program than most of the other academic or non-academic programs in the high school total. And this year, in the first 9 weeks, we've accumulated more community service hours than we did in the entire school year last year. So these things look great on a resume, a college application, when they're, like I said, when they're going into the workforce, if they decide to go into the military. These core values, honor, courage, commitment, treating people with passion, with dignity, with respect, with having a heightened sense of their responsibilities that they owe the community. Those are the intangibles that they're going to get out of being in the program. Most of those translate into tangibles for job applications, like I said earlier, for applications for college, for the military, the workforce, et cetera, et cetera.
For people in JROTC, what are some qualities you look for and push students to embody?
I want someone who is willing to be better today than they were yesterday. There's some misconceptions about ROTC, and one of them is, if I join ROTC, I have to join the military. Not at all. Do we have young men and women who join the military? Yeah, absolutely. And I'm happy for them. And we will coach them in that process if they desire. But we're not recruiters. What I look for is a young man or woman who just wants to be a better citizen. Someone who is looking to become more physically fit. There's a saying that we have, mind, body, and spirit. You have to be willing to become a better academic. You have to be willing to manage your diet and your health. And those two, if combined, will help develop your soul. Like, what kind of adult do I want to be? So when they are curious about ROTC, those are the things that I look for. What kind of adult do you want to be so that we can help build that foundation now? You don't have to be an athlete. So I'm not looking for track stars. I'm not looking for wrestlers. I'm not looking for football players. Now, do we have those? Yeah. There's not a sport in this on this campus that's not represented within my program. And they do very well. You don't have to be a straight A student, but we can help you get there, because those straight A students that I have, they're in leadership positions. They've earned their way up through the ranks, if you will, through our program, and now it's their turn to give back and pay it forward to those freshmen, those sophomores who might be struggling in algebra. So it's not uncommon for me to get snatched up by one of my cadets. Hey, Sergeant Major, can you come in early tomorrow, 6:30 to 7:30? I've got 2 study groups going on, one for math, one for English. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to be here anyway. Why not? Let me open my classroom and you guys can help coach each other. Hey, Sergeant Major, can we stick around a little bit later? I know we do physical training after school until about 5, but I want to work this young man or woman on said physical training event. Will you be willing to stick around maybe for another half hour? Of course, absolutely. I'll keep the lights on and the water running as long as you need to make sure that you're paying forward what you've learned to date within our program. So to answer your question, I'm not looking for anything other than someone willing to be a good steward to their community, to be a better brother, to be a better friend, to be a better coach, counselor, a better student within Mount Juliet High School, because our ROTC values 100% marry up and line up with our Mount Juliet High School's code of conduct.
Perfect timing though for that. Hold on.
Sorry that was so long-winded.
No, that was good. You're a great speaker.
Great.
Yeah. Stop.
Absolutely, that's really important. Finishing off, for any students considering joining our JROTC, would you have any advice or information that could help them?
I would say my advice, come by, have a conversation. I don't want anybody to be afraid to swing by just because I or one of my cadets, Major and Tilly, are wearing a uniform. Sometimes there, unfortunately, can be an intimidation factor. Now, I'm not saying I'm an intimidating person, but when someone's wearing a uniform or they're placed in a position of authority, a teacher, a faculty member, an assistant principal, sometimes a young person is less likely to approach that teacher just for the simple fact that they're in a position of authority. So my advice to them was swing by. I mean, sit down, let's have a conversation, let's talk about what you want to do in life and how ROTC can help you do that. And maybe we can dispel some of those myths or urban legends that are running around about what ROTC is or what we do and don't do. It's a good time. It's a family environment. You know, I look at these young men and women. It is very hard for me not to look at these young men and women as if they were my own kids. I'm getting a little choked up thinking about it because I've just talked to some kids yesterday, and you know, I had a young man reached out over social media and just, you know, thanks for what the program did. I was recognized as you know, freshman of the year at my college, or I got a young man or woman who isn't in the military. She just got her first military award. She's a class of 2022 graduate, and she's already being recognized within the military. I've got young men and women who are out there crushing it in their freshman year, sophomore year. Now that I think about it, I got some who are almost in their senior year of college, and all of the scholarships that they earned through our ROTC program, or they earned outside of the program, but as a result of what they did in the program, kind of padded their resume. You know, it's great to look at these young men and women and see how successful they are. A young man just got hired as a state trooper. He's been waiting till he turned 21. He graduated a handful of years ago. He stopped by and he's like, hey, I'm about to go up in this interview. Can you give me some advice? I haven't seen this kid in a couple of years. He just shows up unannounced. Hey, bro, I need some advice. Yeah. So we do sit down. We do have conversations. We are a very welcoming environment. We are structured. We are disciplined. We are organized, and sometimes that tunes people out. But those that keep an open mind, those are willing to have an open mind, walking in the door and say, hey, Major Antilli, hey, Sergeant Major, hey, Cadet Captain Caitlin Stake, or whoever that cadet leader is, what is this RTC thing really about, and how can it help me? But more importantly, how can I work my way up to a position where I can pay it forward and help someone down the line? That would be my advice. Sit down with me, with Major, or one of our cadets, and just get to the nitty-gritty about what RTC really is about, and then we can dispel some of those myths about what it's not.
That sounds like a really good program, and I'm hoping this might persuade people to come talk to you.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
on our podcast.
Easy day. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Today we got a chance to sit down with Cadet Captain Stake from MJ's MC JRTC program to find out more about what JRTC does at MJ and how to get involved. Thanks for being with us today, Caitlin. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing good. It's a happy Thursday. Today is actually the birthday of the Marine Corps, so
That's awesome.
yes, happy birthday, Marines.
So what is Veterans Day and what does it mean to you?
Okay, so Veterans Day is a holiday that we use to celebrate veterans. And so a veteran is any person who has served in active military in any of the 6 branches and who was discharged or released therefrom under conditions other than dishonorable. So they had to leave in good standings with the military. So basically anybody that served in the military is a veteran. And for me, Veterans Day is just a day to celebrate them and just draw, notice and just explain their sacrifice and what they do for our country and what they've done for our country and have continued to do for hundreds of years. And although we should be celebrating them every single day, it's just an extra day where it's their time to be recognized.
Is there any veteran that's particularly special to you that you know?
For me, a veteran who is near and dear to my heart is my grandfather. He served in the Air Force for 18 years. He went to the Air Force Academy. He was a radiologist and an engineer for a little while, and he's been a big influence and taught me what it means to have duty and honor and respect for your country and serving and continuing to honor that civil duty that you have to serve others.
Did he have any part in you wanting to do JRTC or?
He really did not have any impact on me wanting to join JRTC. However, he did impact my knowledge and understanding of the military, which then impacted me to want to join the military myself. I guess the motivation for me to join JRTC was after realizing that I wanted to serve my country and wanting to learn more about how that process works, seeing if I liked the discipline and being able to handle JRTC in a high school format and further tell me if I was able to do it as a career and if I would enjoy it. And it's been a great snapshot for me, and it's been a really great program, and that's kind of the motivation for me behind it. But everybody's different. Some people have siblings, but for me it was I have a desire to serve, and JRTC is a great start for that.
Do you have any advice for someone who has that interest in JRTC, starting from middle school or even now in high school?
I think advice for everybody joining JRTC or just in school in general is to apply yourself and take advantage of every opportunity that you're given. And especially in RTC, you're going to be put in awkward leadership positions where you don't feel comfortable, and that's the beauty of it because it brings you outside of your comfort zone. And my advice would be to take advantage of that, utilize every opportunity that you're given, especially in that leadership aspect, because it builds you up as well as building you back up from when you have failed. And I think this program is really good about allowing you to experience failure and then working on how can you fix it next time and do better. So advice to any student or especially cadet wanting to join the program: just have an open mind, be willing to try new things and get involved and apply yourself early.
So what's been one of your favorite parts about JRTC?
So my favorite part about JRTC is probably two things for me. One is absolutely the people. The cadets in the program are some of the best students in this school. They're just so enthusiastic, and they approach everything so just ready to go, and they're always excited, they're always pumped, and they carry themselves with a discipline and a confidence that is second to none within a student and a child. And it's awe-inspiring for me because I get to learn so much from them. And Major Antilli and Sergeant Major do an incredible job of instilling core values into these cadets that will carry with them throughout just their years in the future. And for me, the second, thing that I love about ROTC is just seeing that personal growth. And for me, I'm able to see where I started in high school and now where I'm ending. And there's been a monumental leap, I would say, in my responsibilities, my time management, how I lead, the way I send emails. It's all been able to grow through this program, especially. And it's also amazing to watch young cadets go through this program and just blossom into their who they are. And that's really amazing to experience.
Seeing how you've changed from the start of your high school career to now, how has it fully benefited you, and how will it benefit you after high school, do you think?
This program is the epitome of a leadership program, and everything that I have learned is applicable for the future, is applicable for me, especially in the military. It has taught me so much discipline, and it's taught me so much, organizational skills, time, especially time management, able to backwards plan and plan ahead, prepare for the future, especially keeping, taking care of my fellow cadets and looking out for their welfare, because they are the backbone of this program. They are the spirit and the mind behind the program. And if I can't first take care of them, then who am I to lead? And those traits and principles are things that will allow me to hopefully be successful in the future, and the military, for me, the Army. And I am so grateful to this program for giving me these traits, and I hope that I can use them and inspire other cadets to continue to grow as well.
So what's it like working with Major Antilli and Sergeant Major Clark?
It's incredible. They are I was in an interview yesterday, and I was asked who the biggest leaders that I've ever worked with were, and the answer is Sergeant Major and Major Antilli. I've never met gentlemen like them who are so organized, so dedicated, so focused, and just always on their game. Their A game it's relentless. They are so driven and have a desire to better these cadets in this community. And I am grateful to have been able to work with them for as long as I have been able to, especially this year. Being in a leadership position has allowed me to work more closely with them and understand the way they think, the way they work, and it's so insightful because I've been able to pick up little tidbits from them so that I can use them later on in my life. And basically, everything that I am is because of the way they lead. And I find myself going home and saying things and being like, I don't even know where that came from. It came from them. They're just ingrained in my head forever. So they're incredible leaders, and this program is so blessed to have them. And this school, they're amazing. So.
Mm-hmm. You can tell they really care about y'all. We spoke with him earlier, Sergeant Major Clark, and you can really tell how much he cares about this program.
Yeah.
You were speaking of, it's the Marine's birthday.
It is.
Are there any upcoming events?
Yes, so this Saturday is our Marine Corps birthday ball. This is the 247th birthday ball. So we are very excited to have this celebration. We do it every year, and we're having some pretty awesome guests come in and speak with us and just be present. And it's just a time to especially during that Veterans Day time, just bring awareness and insight to the life of a veteran and just the sacrifice that they make to our community and that they've continued to make for years. And it's especially for this birthday ball, we honor Marines who have served, and not only Marines but any veteran. So we're very excited to have this. We've been practicing hard, and we'll be at the school at 08 tomorrow, and working hard. So it's it's going to be a great event. Very excited about it.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about JROTC?
I think just to highlight to people what a incredible program it is. It gets kind of a weird reputation from many people because they just don't understand it, and that's to be expected. It's an intense program to look on the outside and looking in, but once you're in there, with that family that we've been able to just connect and create with this core of cadets, and I just say I'm thankful and grateful to them, and I encourage any person who's not even considering to join the military. This ROTC, it's not what it's for. It's for a person who wants to better themselves physically, mentally, academically, and grow as a person and a leader, and just create incredible character development. And if anybody's interested in that, they should definitely try it. And if they hate it, then they can leave. No harm, no foul. You're not hurting anybody's feelings. But I would just 10 out of 10 recommend the program to anybody who just wants to be a better person, because it does accomplish that.
You can tell how responsible the cadets are and how big of an impact this program has had on all of y'all. And thank you for coming in today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Now, before we hear from some of our MJ students, here's a quick word from one of our sponsors, the Golden Leaf.
If you haven't gotten a yearbook yet, you are going to want one. There are many things that you will want to remember about this year, and there are many things that will make this year memorable.
As you make memories this year and overcome challenges, we encourage you to always remember by purchasing a 2023 yearbook.
Current prices are $85 plus tax. Please visit room B118 to get yours today. Buy a yearbook.
Make the most of it.
Remember all of it.
The Golden Leaf. In celebration of Veterans Day, we went live with MJ students.
I'm Beck Amvarov, and I'm thankful for our veterans because their service gave us our freedom and rights in this country and allowed most of us immigrants to participate in such freedom and rights.
I'm Isabella Lesher, and I'm thankful for our veterans because their sacrifice gives us our rights and keeps us free.
I appreciate the veterans because without them we would not have a constitution to live up to.
I'm Emma Koss, and I'm thankful for our veterans because I get to express who I am freely.
I'm Carter Tigner, and I'm thankful for our veterans because my uncle is one.
I am Jacob Austin, and I'm thankful for our veterans because they fight for us on a daily basis through thick and thin, and they sacrifice their lives for us every day, and nobody really realizes it. So that's why I'm thankful for our veterans.
I'm Braden Hoffman, and I'm thankful for veterans because they protect our country and help protect the freedoms that we enjoy in the U.S.
I'm Nevaeh Neal, and I'm thankful for veterans because my brother's a Navy SEAL.
Before we drop our next episode, be sure to go to our Instagram and give us a follow. That's at MJ_Bear Talk. If you'd like to leave a news tip or would like to hear us feature a topic, drop it in our Dropbox outside B118. Here are a few notices before we catch you on our next episode. Friday, November 11th is Veterans Day. There will be a Veterans Day assembly on Friday, November 11th that you won't want to miss in a large gym during Focus. The Newspaper Club is having a Spirit Night tonight from 4 to 8, and they're giving away Slim's Chicken gift card. Keep a receipt from tonight, put your name on it, and turn it into B118 tomorrow for their drawing. Latin Club is having a meeting Friday, November 11th at 8 a.m. in B118. Our football team faces off against Page, who beat Green Hill last week. Tomorrow night at MJHS. Tickets are on GoFam. Seniors, if you haven't completed your FAFSA yet, please see your guidance counselor to see how to get started. Graduation has been announced. Mark your calendars for 7 p.m. on May 19, 2023 at Murphy Center on MTSU's campus. That is all we have for you this week. Keep it classy, MJ, and have a very great day.